This is my entry for Jamie Oliver's Search for a Food Tube Star with Uncle Ben's competition. Hello, people. My name's David F. Sloan, Esquire. You can just call me David, or you can call me Esquire. Anyway, I'm a nightlife entertainer. I don't know what you guys do, but I know that I come home after a gig late at night, and I'm usually, hopefully, at least a little bit drunk. And I'm always hungry. It should not surprise you that I am always hungry. So, when I come home, yeah, I can just grab something out of the fridge. I can order in and probably be asleep by the time it comes. Or, what I really like to do when I have the energy is look at my pantry, look at my fridge, look at my larder. Does anyone actually still have a larder? Basically, I look at what's around the house, figure out what I can cook. Tonight, this is what I've got. Cooked rice, freeze-dried parsley, smoked paprika, capers, freeze-dried onions, fresh turmeric, black olives, black pepper, frozen peas, cooked shrimp, garlic, salt, and eggs. So this horrible, terrifying looking thing is a piece of fresh turmeric. Now, I know it looks like a mummy's thumb, or perhaps another part of a mummy. However, underneath the grotesque facade, I assure you, there will be fresh, delightful orange turmeric. Hack away at the outside. Don't worry about losing a bunch, because this is really way past its prime. But look at that. It's gorgeous. It looks like a carrot. It don't taste like no carrot.
This will probably be something that we will want to not show the entire portion of, because it's going to take me longer than it should. Because my knife skills are terrible.
Okay, so once you've hacked off all the ugly stuff, what you've got is gorgeous. What I like to do with the turmeric is I like to grate it up on one of these microplanes. It brings out all of the flavor, and it's really, really easy to do, especially
if your knife skills are terrible. I'm guessing that we are not going to show me doing the entire thing, because again, this will eventually get boring. However, for the turmeric fetishists out there, the edit we're doing that is nothing but 4 minutes of this is going #1.
Okay, so now we're going to prep the garlic. Garlic is a wonderful thing. What do you do with a head of garlic? Some people slowly sort of peel it. You don't do that. Take your weight, and if you have better leverage, crush the damn thing. Then all the heads come out. I mean, all the cloves come out. I'm going to use a few cloves. I'm going to be using it both for the dish itself and for the aioli. The rest of this I'm going to take and put back up here, where I will use it again. Ho-ho! Let it rain! Now, what do you do with the individual cloves? Take a knife. Smash the crap out of them. Peel comes off. Do it again. This way they're already almost partly chopped for you. Now just give this all a chop. Don't have to be real fine with this. I don't mind some chunks in here, they'll cook down. And they're kind of fun when you get a really fresh, strong, sharp piece of garlic. Reminds you that you're alive. Okay, this is a real cheater's version of aioli or alioli. Basically, I'm using store-bought mayo. Just pour a bunch of the mayo in there. There you go, it's mayo. I think I'll put a little bit more just in case. Don't know if I'm gonna need it. Some of this garlic that I chopped up. Pop it in there. Whoops, and drop some on the table. Always important to drop some on the table. It's tradition. This is gonna be a little thicker than I want it. So we're going to add a little bit of rice wine vinegar to this. It'll thin it out, it'll make it a little runnier, a little bit more acidic, give it some tang, it'll be nice. And if you happen to have a wee whisk, it's very useful. If not, you can use a fork, a normal size whisk, a spoon, whatever you want. Got a hot pan. Hopefully it's not too hot. Got some extra virgin olive oil. Now I'm going to add my rice. I'm going to do it the old-fashioned way, using my hands. It's very satisfying to use your hands. Makes you feel like a man. I'm gonna add my garlic and my turmeric. Here's my garlic. Here's my turmeric. That is the sound of beauty. The sound of sizzling oil. I'm gonna add the capers to that also, so that they can infuse the oil a little bit. And you know, you don't think of capers as getting browned and crusty, but every once in a while they do just a little bit, and it's not a bad thing. I'm also gonna add the smoked paprika directly to the oil. It should turn it all gorgeous color, along with the turmeric. Generally, when you're making paella, you want to use saffron, the most expensive spice on earth. But I don't happen to have any right now. Okay, now this just looks like a big mess of white rice, but it smells amazing. At this point, to bring everything together and to breathe new life into this somewhat dry, day-old rice, I'm going to add this vegetable broth. This will make the whole thing a cohesive, delicious, delicious meal. I'm going to add in the dried onion. I'm going to add in this bunch of black olives. Oh yeah. Oh yes. I think this would be a nice time to add in the peas. I'm going to make little places to nestle 3 eggs and cook them in the rice. Here we go. Those eggs should be cooking. It shouldn't take too long. I just want to give them a nice environment of heat to be in, so that they actually can cook on all sides, because obviously the heat's coming from the bottom. The rice is hot, but not as hot as the bottom. The top is not hot at all, except now as the steam generates, it should all work. Please. Yeah, the eggs, the whites are beginning to set. That's nice. So I'm going to add these shrimpies all around the outside. I also just realized I haven't put any salt or pepper in this dish. You should do that near the beginning. You should be seasoning throughout and tasting. But I was distracted by the camera. You, Mr. Cameraman, Mr. Peter Sloan-Lewis, you have distracted me. So, pretend that I've been putting salt in and pepper in all the time, in little bits, tasting it, making sure it's enough. Okay, so this should be ready now. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's the way I like my eggs. Some people like their eggs more cooked. If you like your eggs more cooked, that's up to you. For me, this looks just about perfect. So here's what I'm gonna do. Gonna take some of this pie, put it in a nice little mound. Oh, it's a little crispy on the bottom, and I really, really like that. That's the way I eat this stuff. Make sure I got plenty of shrimp. Nobody wants to skimp on a shrimp. I didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it did. Bonus rhyme. Now, again, you have to pour some of it all over your cutting board. It's a sign that you really, really love what you're doing. Now I'm going to take 1 egg, carefully remove it, and pop it right on top. Now, I'm going to turn the heat off on this because it is thoroughly cooked. I am now going to drizzle some of my fake aioli right on here. So, here we go. This is why I wanted to thin it down, so you can do stuff like this with it. Ooh! Doesn't look as good on top of the egg. I'm going to keep it more on the rice and on the sides. Now, I'm going to hit it with a tiny bit more smoked paprika for color. That always looks nice on eggs. And I'm going to hit it with a little bit of cracked pepper. So there you have it. You came home tired, drunk, and hungry. In just minutes, using only stuff you had around the house, you made yourself some Pantry Paella. I'm David F. Sloan, Esquire, and I will see you next time. Unless you see me first.